Hello again, everybody. This is Craig Evans of Autism Hangout, and welcome back to another installment of Beyond the Headlines. And with me today from Vermont is attorney Jim Caffry, and Jim is part of the Special Needs Alliance, which has also been a great supporter of Autism Hangout. And Jim has a really interesting story beyond just the headlines. As a father of a child with autism, he decided to do more than just find out how to help his child. He found out how, in learning about his child and what he could do for him, that he could give back and help others in his profession. But that's the story I'd like to have him tell you. So, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Jim Caffry. Jim, welcome to Autism Hangout.
Thank you, Craig.
And I didn't mean to steal all your thunder there, but let's start from the top. Tell us a little story about your family and when your child came along and how that affected you.
Okay, with my wife Amy, we have 3 kids here in Vermont. Our oldest child is Duncan, who is almost 9, and then we have 2 daughters, Emma and Molly, who are 7 and 4. Duncan was born in June of 2000, and in, I think it was February of 2002, Duncan became ill and had regression. He had been developing, seemingly developing appropriately, had a regression, and is now, I think he would be characterized as a low functioning with ASD.
And so he was what age at that point in time?
He was about 20 months.
Okay.
Just shy of his 2nd birthday.
And today he's 9, and you say he's aphasic. He doesn't speak, but he does communicate through a device?
He does communicate through, he's got a Dynabox communication device, and that has been a terrific addition because it allows him to get his point across pretty effectively. And he's, in addition to his Dynabox, he's got a terrific service dog that goes with him to school every day, and so he's doing pretty well.
Now, you are an attorney, and you were an attorney at the time he was diagnosed. How did that change your career?
Well, at the time he was diagnosed, things really didn't start to evolve for me professionally until about 2005. So 3 years after he was diagnosed. Certainly early on, it's just a matter of scrambling to cope, working to get services and things of that nature. We're very fortunate that we live in a very supportive community, a very good school district, a very supportive school district. So it was about 2005 that my wife and I finally started to perhaps catch our breath a little bit and say, okay, he's got a good IEP in place and things are going well in school, and what happens when we're not around? And so it was really several years later that we started to think about anything beyond the kind of immediate care and services for him. Mm-hmm. And so it was about 2005 that I started to think about what happens next, or what happens when school is over, as when the bus stops coming, as they say. It's around that time that I started to realize that it's a whole lot different doing estate planning or future planning when you have a child on the spectrum.
So as part of the Special Needs Alliance, you're one of a select number of attorneys that offer services to parents of kids with special needs. Is that correct?
True.
Okay.
Correct.
So if somebody has a need in estate planning, is that the service that you provide through the Special Needs Alliance?
Yes, that's correct. The special needs planning, in addition to setting up trusts and working with families to develop a plan that is going to provide the best, you do the best you can with the circumstances you have. And as an attorney, I'm now working with families, some with children with ASD and others with various other disabilities, to put the best plan in place so that to promote independence, promote as supportive an environment and a high quality of life as possible for that family member with disabilities.
What 2 or 3 pieces of advice could you offer viewers that you have seen in your experience that they're probably not paying attention to at this point in time?
Well, I guess one of the things I would say is that you should start thinking about, particularly even if you've got young children, again, whether you're on the spectrum, regardless of the disability, is start thinking about the future. As it's not too soon to do so. You should start doing so immediately. And one of the things that I questioned myself initially was, well, we don't, he's young. I don't know how he's going to turn out. I'm not sure how, whether he's high functioning, whether he's going to be able to live independently. And certainly it is a lifelong planning process, and not knowing about the future is not a reason not to do something today. Okay,
so start planning for your child's future in a life without a parent as soon as possible. That's one piece of wisdom you'd pass along?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And the other thing would be, in addition to the general legal structure and planning of those things, is familiarize yourself to the extent you can with this adult services and supports that are available in your community. Certainly if, in an era of budget cuts and tight economic times, unfortunately, some of these services are some of the first things to get cut. And so as a parent, you want to be as knowledgeable of the adult services system as you can be, so that you can be the best advocate for your child, even though right now you're focused. You've got your hands full with your IEP and the school system, but keep an eye on or continue to be aware of the adult services in your area as well.
Yeah. Jim, how can people find more information out about you and your services?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, I'm a member of the Special Needs Alliance, and the Alliance has a terrific website, specialneedsalliance.org, and so my information there, we have contact information for all of the member attorneys who are part of the SNA, including myself. So if you clicked on the Vermont page, you'd find information about me. And for people looking for a special needs planning attorney wherever they may live, you just can click on the map and you can find an attorney in your area. I believe our membership now is 47 or 48 states, so it's a pretty impressive group. I feel very fortunate to be a part of it.
Well, it's an impressive group in many regards. So many of the attorneys have had some sort of condition that's been present in their own personal lives, so they're not only following it as a vocation, they're following it as an avocation because they have the personal connection. Well, Jim, thank you for sharing your story with us today. And Autism Hangout viewers, I'll have the link to the Special Needs Alliance website at the bottom of this posting on Autism Hangout. Jim, thank you again for being on available for an interview this afternoon. I've certainly enjoyed spending some time with you.
Craig, it was my pleasure.
And thank you, Autism Hangout viewers. Stop back again. We'll have another installment in Beyond the Headlines.